Hey everyone, how you doing? We are now going live. Are we live? I think we're live, and if we're not live, then I'll hear about it in a moment. But hey, welcome back everyone. This is Web Squadron. We are live now, and today's topic is gonna be about, can you have too much content on your website? Okay, so what do I mean by that? Well, let me just make sure that everything is working, okay? And if there is anyone out there, please say hello as we're now joining in on this live chat. We're only here for 45 minutes, by the way, because I've got some other stuff I need to get done. So we're only here for 45 minutes, and we're here to talk about, can you have too much content on your website? Look how I go, it's a slightly different color when I lean back. Anyway, what do I mean by that? I'm going to show you some websites at the moment, okay? These are really old, dated websites. We're going back 21 years ago, okay? I first started using the internet in a serious or a proper way back in 1997. I was at the University of Sheffield in UK, and we had to use the internet for research purposes. Of course, everyone uses the internet for research purposes, don't they? But we were doing that, and I remember being overwhelmed and like, wow, this is amazing. And back then, you didn't really care much for the way a website looked or worked in terms of presentation. Hey John, good to see you. You didn't care much about the website. And I'm talking about 1997 now. We were all getting used to using emails. It was like, what? We can now talk to people without even seeing them? We were able to search for stuff, anything you wanted to. You could download movie trailers. Believe me, do you remember what it was like downloading a 2-minute movie trailer and then having to sit there? I tried to download the Phantom Menace trailer back in 1998, a year before it came out. And oh my goodness, it took all night. And even after the whole night, it was still buffering and it wasn't clear. But the point I'm making is, when you were looking at websites around the the late 1990s, going into the early noughties, you'd have been seeing websites like this. Okay? And I'm not trying to pick fault with these. Well, I am a little bit. And I'm not asking you to go and find who built these websites, but you would find websites built like this. It looked like a rushed, copy paste kind of brochure leaflet that you get through the door that you wouldn't even probably look at again. Loads of content, not any color coordination. Images don't even make sense sometimes with, well, so this is a Rudgewick country show, and then you go, well, what's this? What are you exactly telling me? What about this one? A website where they're saying, hey, you can win stuff and there's loads of prizes, and this would have been late noughties. Again, it's just lots of content just kind of thrown on the page. Magazine websites were big in the late noughties. Loads of people were doing it because they wanted to create content rich websites. But again, it just feels like it's not been well thought out. Here we go, lingscards.com. I'm sure you've heard of her. And she's quite big. She's quite a successful business as well. So I can't knock her for the fact that she was able to do what she did. But that was because of car leasing. Car leasing was still a very new thing in the UK when she brought it over. So that's where she kind of made her money in a way. But the websites, God, they were awful. I mean, the colour scheme used to change on a weekly basis. They just were like utterly disgusting to look at. And I've only got a few more to show you. Look at this one. Classified. This is a web page. This isn't a magazine photo. This is a web page. Look how busy that is. And then we've got this one here again. There's a bit of thought gone into it because you've got a menu bar down the side and you've got some text here and images. But look at it. It does not flow. I mean, this person here, he's covering the words. How are we meant to read? Well, you can probably make out the words, but that does not make sense. So what we want to cover off here is, we're not going to dissect every single one of those websites, okay? In fact, you don't even have to read half of the stuff. I don't even know why I've got the WordPress bit open. Because really what I want to talk to you about is, and I've got some notes over here, is 10 things that I think can undo all of the hard work you're probably going to do with Elementor and when you're creating websites full stop, okay? I'm talking about things like too much homepage content, okay? You got to think about your headlines. You got to try and fit your keywords in. You got to think about satisfying the reason why someone clicked onto your website. They found you on Google, or they were recommended, and they've come to you because you sell cups. Cups? Why have I gone with cups? You sell China cups, okay? You know, mint condition, the best quality, they are worth a lot of money, and you sell antique China cups, okay? They come to your website, you got to make sure the content, A, satisfies that, but don't go overboard. Don't put every image of a China cup on there. Don't put a tiled China cup background. Get your headlines over, get a really good hero banner, get across what is your content. Because look, at the end of the day, okay, you want your users to like what they see and then they click onto the other pages where you can start to display the rest of your content. Or you might have a blog. That's where you're going to then talk a bit more about China cups or whatever your website is about. But what you don't do is overload the homepage. Overload the homepage, and we are now looking at this situation here, right? You know, come on, have a think about what you're doing there. I will remove that screen because it's giving me eyesight problems. I mean, that leads on to the clutter, right? Too much clutter, okay? Right now, if I said to you, where's your eye going? Where is your eye traveling to when you look at that screen? Most likely, I bet you're going over here. Because there's a little bit of white spacing then. It kind of stands out a little bit as to, what is that? The image isn't very clear. What are we looking at there? And then you'll start to notice the bikes and maybe the cars. But there's going to be loads of other content in here which just gets hidden in detail. Like there's a little robot here. What is a robot doing on this page? And then we've got a lawnmower. Well, it's like, what can you find in the next 10 seconds? Go. Right? And whoever names the most wins a prize. No, you will not win a prize. I'm just saying this as you're not going to win anything if anyone says they saw 20 items. But there's just too much noise on that website. Okay? Far too much noise. It's confusing me. My eyes are like tracking all over the place. What you really want is for your website to kind of be really, really clear in terms of where you're looking. Now, when you're looking at this page, you will notice the light bulb. But the light bulb, it's there, but your eyes go to light bulbs are the future. And then you'll start to see the text. And then when you scroll down, you got logo. And then you got some fake text and you got an image. Don't bother reading this. What I'm trying to explain is that there is breathing space. All right? We have not cluttered this with loads and loads of info, right? We haven't put buttons galore or a very complicated image either. Maybe if I put this image, I think that would have been too busy. Too many light bulbs up here would have detracted your attention away from the wording. And then you'd have to put a dark background underneath the white lettering, because to try and read it against that, you're going to lose the detail, right? I mean, look here. We have an image underneath, but it's just a single bulb. So yes, it kind of conflicts a little bit with the wording, but it's not fighting for your attention, your eye gaze, right? I hope that's making sense what I'm talking about there. If not, please write to me with answers on a postcard, and I'll try and explain a bit more there. But eye tracking, okay, and there has been research done on this, and I've made notes here, is that when people look at a website, okay, you're more likely, you'll notice the top, but you're more likely to focus on the middle of the page, and you will look at the left more than the right. It's just the way our heads turn sometimes because we read left to right. Of course, other people in other geographical countries may go to the right more than the left. So think about your audience and where is your website based? Where is your main audience? But the bulk of the people looking at websites go from left to right. So you want to think about your wording. If you do put your wording on the right hand side of your hero banner, then you want to make sure the image on the left is a super duper image. It's got to be something so powerful that it satisfies me that the fact my eye went there first, okay? So you got to think about clutter. Don't put too much on the web page, which is just going to go blow your mind up, okay? Because it's just not a good thing. And I do want to show you another page we've got as well on here. These are all example test pages, by the way. Again, this is just a test page. We've got the wording there and we've got a powerful image over here. So if you do go left or right, you're going to be slightly satisfied to some point. Now, the third thing you may want to think about, though, is if you write the way you talk or the way you would let me explain this a bit better. Okay, Why are only 2 watching this? Thanks, David. I don't know. People come. Sometimes we have 4 or 5 people watching, and sometimes we have about 20, 30. So I think it all depends. Is there a football match on today? Is there an important match? Is there something happening? We are getting closer to Christmas, and Halloween's not far as well. But writing is if you write the way you talk. So slang words, puns, you're using LOLs and all of that. Think about your audience and does it make sense? If you're a very tongue-in-cheek website, it could work. But you've got to think about the fact that there's going to be someone coming to your website because you offer a service. You're an architect, a plumber, a gas engineer. You do fireplaces. You build swimming pools. They want to kind of get the feeling that I trust this person. They're going to help me. I want to work with them. And I'm happy to invest in them. So be careful of too much fun and gimmicks. Fun and gimmicks can be okay in a blog. Because in a blog, we like people to be down to earth, to talk from the heart and all of that. So think about that. However, don't be too formal in your wording. So here I've put, your glitch makes you great. It's not overly serious. It's not overly humorous. But I hope it makes you go, oh yeah, it does. The glitch, and what I mean by glitch is the differences that make us unique. And if I go back to this headline here, light bulbs are the future. Elementor will light the darkness and save you from bad page builders. Amen. Okay, so I'm not being overly formal. And if you're too formal, again, you can put people off. You know when you read a dictionary or you read like a non-fiction book, and sometimes they can be very prescriptive to the point where it sounds like they're insulting you a little bit. This is this and this is that and this is how it is, like it or not. No one really writes like that, but if you make it too almost like a judge is reading you your rights before they bang you down, right? Okay, it can put people off. So be a little lighthearted, but don't overdo the prescriptiveness of the wording either, okay? Don't sound too formal. Hey, Mark. And John's just said, oh, we are the first to learn from Imran. We're the lucky one. Of course you are, John. You are lucky. One day there will come a time when... I don't really know what I was going to say there, but there will come a time when people will look back on this and go, where were we? Why? How did we miss this out? You know, these videos will one day become the 10 Commandments. It's going to be difficult getting them in stone. Now, the fourth thing you want to think about, though, is if you start to do this kind of thing, right? You're just cluttering your website with just like non-contextual colors and just images and wording, let alone if we start to get onto something like that. Sorry, lingscars.com. Oh, I once saw her on a TV program and she's a really funny person, but boy, does she need someone to do a proper website for her. But I want to get a car. I've heard about her. Car leasing. She's got good deals. I go to her website. Am I going to stick around? If I'm a very serious person, I'm very careful with my money, I might not stick around. No matter how good the deals are, because I'm going to look at that and go, I don't care, I don't like what you've done there. Oh, that is ugly. Looks like a kid's put that together on paintbrush with one of those Nimbus computers from 1990. God, do you remember Nimbus computers? 1989, 1990? That's what it looks like. So Ling, in my opinion, undervalued her expertise. And if you start pumping out websites like this, that's a web page, right? You are undervaluing your knowledge and your experience, right? You want to have a clean looking website. I don't mean clean as in that is, it's got to be pure white. No, it can be white, it can be black, yellow, green, whatever. But if you think about the layout and how it looks, okay, and how it flows, okay, people are more likely to like what you've done. This website here has probably got some logos on it somewhere, of the people they work with. There you go, Law and Order Special Victims Unit. Oh, that's a program, sorry. But it might have logos on here about people they work with, they're affiliated with. But where are they? Do I have to now search for it? Whereas here, clear as mud. Here are 5 companies we've worked with. These are fake logos, by the way. This is from the Elementor templates. When you put a block in. All right, so don't sit there going, dark side? Who are these people? So you can make your experience and your skill set shout out with giving the valued stuff breathing space. All right, make it noticeable, make it stand out so I can see it. Even if I scrolled right down, surely my eyes and my brain are going to detect that, even if it's just for a split second. Okay, and that's what you want. Now this one, the next point I want to come on to is very, very important. This is called assumed knowledge. Okay, you've got a website about fireplaces, and after your headline, your next paragraph, you start talking about the circuitry within electric fires and something to do with the flue and something to do with the wire connections and how they use a certain network or a sequence to generate the electric flames. Well, you've probably lost half your audience because you've probably gone into far too much detail too quick. Okay, I came to your website, I like the hero banner, so I scrolled. I now want to know about what you do, what you offer. I might even want to know about, have you serviced any major clients? Like, have you got any affiliations or something? But instead, you've just gone and put in content on your homepage about the nitty gritty. Save that for the later page, right? It's a bit like if you build swimming pools. What you really want to do is get across how many have you built. What's the range you have? Are there different types, maybe? And then you have links going off to the different pages. What you don't do is start going into, well, you're going to need to dig out a 100-meter squared cube, whatever, hole in your garden, and you've got to get these tubes put in, and you've got to get a sewer waste pipe, and you've got to make sure you get this filter, that filter, and get this cartridge, and no. You can see where we're going. We're kind of getting bored. And at that point, we'll move off. Because you must remember, and we all do this, and if anyone doesn't do this, please say you don't in the chat. But when we, when you're searching for a car, or not, or you're searching for a type of chocolate, or a type of shirt, or trousers, or whatever, right? You open lots of tabs, don't you? Sometimes when I'm just browsing the property market, even though I'm not intending to move, I'll go onto like a property website and I'll open about 8 tabs. I'll go, oh, that property, that property, that property, that property. I'm not intending to buy any, but I have them all open. So the minute I go through them, if there's any I don't like, I just close it, next one, close it, next one, go. And any I like, I might keep open. So you build swimming pools, and I've gone on, found you, and I've probably got you and 6 other tabs open, right? If your content is confusing or makes me feel like this is just overkill, you've lost me, you've gone into like too much detail early on, I'll close you down and you're out the picture. Because I will, again, this comes back to the assumed knowledge bit, okay? I will feel like you're insulting me a little bit in that. Let me explain. I'm probably not explaining myself very well, and I'll explain again. When you go into a shop and you want to buy a car, or you want to buy something like furniture, or you've got your eye on a TV or a computer, and you've done your research, okay? You know what you want. And you go in and say, I want that MacBook computer. And the salesperson comes in going, oh, yeah, that's really, really good. It's got this, it's got this, it's got this. And I go, yeah, I know that. I want it. Yeah, but have you thought about this and this and this? What about this periphery? What about this accessory? Oh, you better take out 5 years insurance as well in case you drop it. I've done all my research. I know what I want. I want that car. I want that computer. I want that TV. And if you start to give across all of the nitty gritty information really early on, it will, for me, feel like you're trying to teach me how to suck eggs. Who sucks eggs? But you're trying to teach me, right? Okay, how to suck eggs. Okay, you're trying to teach me stuff I either already know or I will find out about when I'm interested. It's like when you go to Amazon and you're searching for cameras, right? They'll have pictures, they'll have basic detail, but if you really want to know about the full-blown spec of that computer, of that camera, of that TV, it's further down, isn't it? It's much more further down. And if you're bothered to go down and read it and now look at the full-blown spec, you'll do that. If not, you'll make a gut decision and you'll buy and you'll move on. And that's why you don't want to overdo all of the detail about the services you offer about the breakdown of your pricing and all of that on page 1. Page 1 is mainly about your hero banner, maybe some logos, a little bit about what you do and what you offer. But what you're really doing is you're dangling the carrot, and now you want to say, right, you now want the meal, you want the dessert, right, come to the next page, because that's where you can start to now showcase more content, and you can broaden what you're giving them. I wonder, okay, when Link did her website, how many people did she go to and say, let's test this out? Does this work for you? Are you happy? Are you coming out of this deranged and like feeling like, why would you do this to me? And I don't think she did much user testing. And if she did, I would have a word with those users, definitely. But what you want to do is when you do create your web page, okay, I don't recommend, and if anyone from here is from Elementor, I don't recommend you stick it on Elementor Facebook group or other places, because you'll get some good comments and then you can get some people who don't really care and they will never give a nice comment and they're just going to basically troll and criticize whatever you do. But what you do want to do is get a trusted group of people who will give you honest reviews about your website to just say, when you go onto here, do you get what this website is showing? Do you understand what I'm trying to get across to you? Are you feeling like you want to click and move on with the website, or is it kind of putting you off? And if there's any part of your website you're testing, rather than saying test everything, get them to test the first 3 sections. So I'm talking about your hero banner, you might have a logo area, and then the next section with some content. Because if they're already now scrolling down for the rest of the website, you've probably hooked the reader now at this point. You're halfway there, you've got them. Because if they have bothered to scroll and scroll, so I'm talking about 2 scrolls now, okay, you've probably got them. Because imagine you're on a mobile. On a mobile, right, that is going to be 1 scroll, and now we're on about 3 scrolls before you get to the bottom of it, because you have text column, yeah? Logo, 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 text column, right? Does that make sense? So quite a bit of scrolling. Test that. And if someone says to you, there was a lot to read there, the wording didn't make sense or something like that, that's when you want to kind of revisit your content for your page. No Home Nomad, hey, good to see you. Welcome back. I was worried about you. I was wondering, where is he? About to send out a search party. Again, if I go back to over here, this example here, this crazy, ridiculous example of a web page, www.ongren.net. Let's go see if they're actually still live. Where is the menu? So the menu, there's the logo. The menu is somewhere up here. There's some buttons over here, but then I would look at this and go, so do I click on each picture? Do I have to do, what do I do here? And this is where you create confusion. And you create confusion, you lose the reader. You lose the viewer. They are gone. They're out of here, okay? Phew, they're gone. Way gone. This is an example rubbish website, okay? This is just one that we were building during one of the YouTube videos that I do, okay? There's a button, okay? You got your menu up there. You make a decision over what you're going to do. Keep it clear. Keep it concise. And like Gandalf would say, keep it safe, keep it secure. Which has got nothing to do with websites, but I just wanted to get that out there. Right. So this is about confusing navigation, okay? It's very common on menus for you to see certain words like, I've written down here, like products, shop, about us, contact us, blog, news, stories, things like that. There's a reason why we keep going back to those terminology, because we know what they are. It's like when you have the word home. You know it's going to go to the home page. If you were to put the word landing, there'll be some people that know you're talking about the home page, and there will be some that don't know what you mean by that. And when they see the word landing, they might think, it might confuse them. Okay? You could be a little bit clever and put some other words in as well. Instead of putting shop, you might put, what else would you put if you didn't have shop? The mall, the supermarket. But it's a little bit of an elongated word now, isn't it? The supermarket. The shop is fine. Yeah? Store is fine. Products is fine, okay? So try and make sure that when you are putting content on your page, you don't make it too complex and unrecognizable. The same goes with buttons. There's a lot more blog posts out there now about how don't just put contact me in your button. You know, get in touch, contact me, click here, see more. See more and click it aren't too bad, but they are a little bit overdone, aren't they? Read now. Try and pose an answer within the action. So here I say, get your free training course. There is no free training course, by the way, here. This is just a fake button I've put in, okay? Get your free training course, okay? I'm trying to give you an answer to the fact that you might want a training course, which is why you came here. I'm letting you know it's free, and I'm telling you to get it. Rather than click me for the free training course. Click me sounds a little bit... It just sounds a little bit... It just doesn't sound actionable. It just doesn't sound like get me off my seat. And over here, I've called your glitch makes you great. Jump. What the heck does jump mean? And there's probably a chance now, possibly, you might click it. It is a fake button. It's not going to take you anywhere, okay? You're not going to unlock the matrix, so don't bother clicking it. But just try and be a bit inventive with your buttons, okay? No ham. Oh, no. But it was good to see that you're here, No Home Nomad. Glad you're here. Right. This one I had to have a real hard think about in terms of, is this going to, like, make sense? Because at first, it came to my head, and I read about it. And this is about ensuring that your website isn't all about just you. So I've built websites for some people, and I've visited websites where the content on the home page is all about them. So I don't mind a paragraph at the top, maybe, and an image, you know, like a circular image that might say, hey, I'm Imran Siddiq. I'm a commander of Web Squadron and I'm here to help you do da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't mind that, okay, as long as it's one paragraph. But I've gone to some websites and we've even built one and I really tried hard to make the client reconsider. It was like, you had the logo, you had the menu. I'm not going to show you the website for confidential reasons, but you had the logo, you had the face, their avatar image, and then you got about, I would say, close to... I would say it was easily close to about 400-500 words worth of just paragraph words. Hi, I am da-da-da-da-da. This is what I do. This is where I work. This is where I grew up. I now do music and stuff like this. And dun. And it just felt read like, this is your about page stuff. Why is this on here? I'll let you into a secret. It was all to do with music. The music stuff... samples were down here. So you're expecting someone to read your life story before they even got to your samples. Well, what if they read something in your about? They go, oh, I don't like this person. Oh, this person went to that school, or they're from that neighbourhood. Oh, they like that football club. Oh, ugh, don't want to go anywhere near you, mate. So even though people do want to know about you because they want to invest in you, you leave that for the about page. I will contradict myself now and say it's okay to do some of that, maybe near the middle or the bottom of the page. You know, maybe near the testimonials or something like that. That is okay. That is fine. But don't make it be your hero banner. I have seen it and I just feel like, you know, why? I mean, then again, okay, again, I'm going to contradict myself. If you are a spiritual guide, if you are someone who, you're a coach and, you know, you are going to make a difference to my life and everyone else's life out there, then you will want your image. Then you will want to say, I have achieved X, Y, Z, right? I have done this and I can do this for you. That is a headline. That is fine. But then to jump straight into, I mean, this is my life story. That's the bit where I go, no, leave that for later. Because what you want to do is, after I've told you about what I can do for you, then I'm going to go into, and this is how long I've been doing it. 50 years. And I've helped 80,000 people. And I've been all around the world. Yeah? You know, so I'm giving you snippets, but in a headline. That works so much better than overloading content right at the top, okay? Because you're telling me the benefit. You're telling me who you are, what is the benefit, and that's it. If I care, because I now want to know about the rest of your life, I will either go to that page or I will go further down and I will read it. I kind of already mentioned this, so I've kind of duplicated myself with point number 9. Okay, this goes back to clutter and your wording, and it's kind of feeds into what I was just talking about right now. Too many words. I mean, who wants to go to a website where there's tons and tons of words? Hey, let me just get my mouse. My mouse isn't working here. No, let me get back to this example page here. You know, there's words there. I'm now expecting you to read words before you can go down to anything else, okay? But remember, this is a fake website, so don't sit there staring at the content or even ringing this number. You won't get anywhere. Don't overdo the words in terms of huge, massive paragraphs. Even if your client gives you a chunk of wording, right? Look at it and be confident to reword if you feel like the words need to be more active rather than passive. Okay? Think about breaking up the paragraphs if you think they would work better. You know, if you've got a paragraph of about 10 lines, I would say you definitely want to halve it. And then I would even halve 5 of them into 2 and 3 paragraphs and have images, maybe dissecting them or something like that. Do something just to break it up a little bit. Too many words, you're expecting too much of me, and sometimes it'll be like, you're going to lose me again. Am I the only one who feels like that? Surely not, right? There's got to be others out there where you go to a website and it is just bam, 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 word in your face. Read it. You know, and if you don't read it, you lose the detail. It's like when you buy something and they give you a contract. Okay, you can either sit there reading it word for word, or what you really want is a quick summary, right? So if I'm buying something, I just want to know the bullet points. Right, what am I getting? What do I need to be aware of? And is there anything that is going to bite me later on? There'll be all the detailed wording in the contract, which spells out all the clauses and terminations and whatever. Yeah, I get that. But I need to know, what am I getting and what is the risk to me, right? That's what I want to know. And that's kind of what you want to be relating to your website. So put yourselves in the shoes of the viewer. They come to your website. Do they want to see this? Right? I mean, this says big news. Something is happening in Milwaukee. And then it goes, where is the summary of what is happening in Milwaukee? You know, this person is holding, it looks like a little bottle. I think it's a bottle. Do I need to care? Do I need to, like, read on? You know, so break it down in terms of your content. This is just too many words. This is a landing page, right? That is a landing page. You know, in some way, that's the hero banner, because that's your logo in a way, and your buttons. I mean, it's quite funky. They've got the menu like that as a signpost, but that's the hero banner? Really? More like a villain banner to me. And if anyone built that website, I think it's brilliant, and I'm sorry if I've hurt anyone's feelings. Just got to quickly check the comments on here. Large areas of text all across the screen makes it hard to... Exactly, David. That's the point. I mean, I think that one is probably the best example, really. And I mean, whenever I'm building a website, okay, the header at the top is probably going to be full width. When I come to the content on the pages, right, like here, I normally go for 1200 pixel width. And then when I get down to the logo, I'll shrink it to about 1000. And then the rest of the content might be 1200 as well. But I will also do stuff like, I'm going to try and see if I can get to the page here. I'm just going to show you an example. So this is an example website. Look at that. That's a video playing. Look at the rain. That's an image. And I went into iMovie and overlaid a rain effect. And it's about 2.5 megabytes, but it loads up really quickly. But that is 1,200 pixels, okay? That is 800 pixels. That is now 800 pixels. You know, and what I'm basically doing is I start to expand out the page. This is just an example digital art. Don't you just love that fire effect as a video? Isn't that cool? Don't you feel like just warming your hands right now, like that? Large areas of text. Yeah, that's what David said. Yeah. So I would say, okay, is that don't overdo your text. Don't stretch it from, you know, from edge to edge on your screen. It's even worse on a mobile. You know, scroll, read, oh, boring. You know, you just don't want that. And the 10th thing I want to say is that if you overdo the content on your website, you've lost the message. Isn't that the whole point of your website? It is meant to be a direction, like a signpost. So they've come to your website. Where do I go next? Or what do I do to use you or to find out more? And you want to keep it as clean and easy to understand as you can. What you don't want to do is start to overload the information so I get totally lost with, well, where do I go next, okay? You want to keep it really, really clean, okay? If anyone wants to know how we did this rain effect and how we did I'm just dropping this in here, by the way. It's a video we released, I think it was either yesterday or the day before. One of those 2 days we released this video, so please go and have a look at it. It is such an easy, simple way of adding in a little bit of visual stimulus. And this is all free, right? No extra plugin, no CSS coding whatsoever, okay? We're keeping it real and free for you because I love you all. Now, so don't do something like this or this where you're going to basically lose the audience. You haven't really directed or told me where I need to go next. Like over here, like, look, email. This is a website. Welcome to our website. They've even put over here is the banner. Like, really? Who does that? You don't do stuff like this. And, you know, you don't want to do some color schemes or a certain look of a website, which is going to alienate some people. Okay, I can't think of a great example yet. But what I mean is, unless it is part of the brand or it's part of a festival or an event or something, don't create a website in such a way where it might put off some people. Okay, so you don't want to alienate different audiences because at the end of the day, everyone in the world, you want them to use you, find interest in you, share what you're doing, and hopefully invest in purchasing products from you as well, hopefully in the future. Now, I've kind of given you, in some way, 10 things to think about in terms of content for your website, okay? I could have based this live chat on, you know, your hero banner, your logo, where your contact form goes and all of that. But a lot of that is kind of textbook website, really, and you just need to look at a few examples to see what works and what doesn't. What I really wanted to focus on was how just because you've got 50, 60 widgets, don't use them all, okay? Like QI add-ons, they've got some really good widgets, but don't use them all. Exclusive add-ons, premium add-ons, they've got all these neat features. When you buy a premium version of a plugin like Elementor Pro or exclusive add-ons or premium or whatever, you've gone for the Pro, you get about 40 extra widgets. Don't use them all. Only use what you need to use. Okay, I hope this is making sense. Back in first time I used Microsoft Excel was 2000. I think it was either it was 2000. It was 2000 I first used Microsoft Excel. And it was like, well, how do I use this? And I had to get to grips with it. And I had to create charts. And I was guilty of doing 3D charts, okay? I was guilty of it. So was everybody else. I was guilty of doing 3D cubes. You didn't have to, but you put 3D cube on an Excel report because the feature was there. When you did a bar chart, you did a triangular prism of 3D because it was there. You don't have to use it. Use what you need on the website to drive the message home, to help the direction, to spell out what you're going to do for those that have come to visit your website. Make them feel so good being there and so happy to be working with you, because that's what you want. You want them to invest in you, so make it clear. Make them feel like they're in a safe, secure place. It's all about trust, okay? Make them trust you to want to invest in you. So Noham Nomad has said that that's one of his bad habits, adding too much text. I think I would say, okay, here's the positive to doing too much text. Okay, again, I'm going to contradict everything I just said. Don't think, just write. Those 4 words, okay? Don't think, just write. Get it down. I do creative writing, not so much now because I do web designing and YouTube videos and all of this stuff, but I used to do a lot of creative writing. And I would write, say, a book or a manuscript, and I might hit 120,000 words, which is a lot, 120,000 words, because I'm just writing. Whatever comes in my head, I'm just writing. And I don't care if there's mistakes in the plot, whatever. I just get it all down. Get it all down. Don't think too much about if the colour of hair's changed or if the person has suddenly gone from 2 arms to 4 arms. Just write it down. Then you edit. And when you edit, you're now getting rid of the junk and you're cleaning it up, right? Then you edit again. Bit more fine-tuning. And then you proofread it. And when you proofread it, you're probably going to tweak it a bit more. A lot of my novels would go... One of my novels went from 170,000 words to 80-something. I lost 100,000 words of junk. But you get it down. Get it all down. And then you'll look at it and go, I don't need that. I'll put it on a different page. Or I need to expand on that, but I need to break it up. Because it's worse when you don't know what to put. So you got a page and you go, what do I do? Right? That's the worst thing that can happen. So I say, get it down and then tweak and fine tune to make it work for you. And remember, the focus is about the direction. Okay? They come to your website. The hero banner is meant to say, hey, well done for coming here. You know, you are right. Look, I am an architect. I can do stuff. You now direct them down. You got your content. And that's the point when now you're hopefully giving them some decisions to either stick around and go to another part of your website, to go to your services, to your portfolio. Maybe you're going to give them the portfolio further down. You know, you're going to give them all the images that they could look at. I love this artwork. I just love silhouette art. It's just, it speaks to me. But you know, this is where you're going to start to now spell out what you do. Now, we are only got 3 minutes left, okay? Because I'm only here until 8:45 in GMT UK times. We've only got 3 minutes left. If anyone's got any questions, please put them in the chat right now, please. It takes about 30 seconds from, I think, the point when you hit return to when I can actually see it. I do want to say thank you to everyone that's joined in, by the way, and thank you for all your comments. But if you've got any questions about content, please ask now. I am waiting. I am here. But don't make your website too busy. Don't put every widget in just because the widget's available. You know, like we got a counter widget here. Let me hit return on this website here. There you go. We've got a counter. It works for this. But I've seen people put counters in and progress bars in. Oh, I've got this skill set. Then they put a counter in. Some have even put a bar chart in to show this is how we grew our company. And I'm sitting there thinking, leave that for later. You know, you're telling me how successful you are. You're showing off now, but you haven't hooked me yet. You know, when it's like you go to buy a car, you don't want the car salesman to go, hey, look, you want to buy this car because guess what? I sold 20 cars last week and this is how much commission I'm making. And if you buy this car, I will beat the record. You don't care. You're probably going to go, get out of the way, and go to someone else who actually needs the commission or the money, right? Well, I would if it was me. So don't overdo it and just think a little bit about the content and about the message you're doing and the direction of travel. So I'm going to say thanks, your widget is a nice addition to the channel. Oh, fidget you mean? Yeah, fidget, not widget. I won't be using fidget too much. I'm going to try and find a way of how we can use him in the videos. That's a little hand puppet that we've got. But anyway, look, it's I'm going to wrap up now. And I'm going to wrap up. And I hope this has been useful. Thank you for everyone that does keep returning. Very, very soon, we are going to be doing a 5-day or a free challenge. Doesn't have to be just for you. It can be for anyone you know who wants to learn and understand more about websites. It's going to be totally free, by the way. You'll be hearing more news about that. We've got some exciting stuff where we're going to slowly be working a little bit more closely with the Elementor team. So hopefully you'll hear more about us on that side as well. But please do watch the rest of some of our videos where we're helping you to build, you know, pretty good websites, I think. Just be a little bit different in terms of presentation. And we try and make sure you do it without any extra plugins and extra code, because I don't like to use too much code and I don't like to have too much bloat on the website either. So look, I'm going to say thank you for attending. I shall see you all soon. Very, very soon, hopefully. Take care. And of course, we seem to have a new video coming out nearly every day at the moment. And I've got about 5 more that I've already shot and edited, and they're scheduled in. So there's loads more great stuff coming out here, guys and gals and people and aliens and everybody else out there. So I'm going to say take care of you all. I'll see you soon. Bye.